Please welcome VP of UX, Lynsey Thornton.
Hi again. So, merchants often tell me that Shopify is the first thing that they open in the morning and the last thing they close at night. And while we're really proud of the central role we play in their business, we also understand that time is their most valuable resource. So it's really important that we invest time in building products to help them regain ownership of their time. Now, you've heard a lot this morning about how we're opening up new sales channels and markets for our entrepreneurs to capitalize on. The opportunity comes with a risk, though, because what if that ends up with a series of additional workflows and tasks on top of their already hectic day-to-day? It's so common for merchants to feel overwhelmed at the prospect of expansion, experimentation, or growth due to the sheer volume of manual work involved. The opportunity doesn't always feel worth the effort. And right now in Shopify, a disproportionate amount of their time is spent on order and inventory management. And given that I'm yet to hear a merchant say that's the favorite part of their business, let's start there. Today in Shopify, that might look like checking each order individually for fraud, finding the inventory, packing it all up, printing out shipping labels, and getting it to the post office for each individual order. That's unnecessarily manual and doesn't add any real value to their business. Which begs the question, is there a better way to work? We think there is. So we're dismantling the order management flow, piece by piece, to make way for smarter, more automated, faster ways to get shit done. Now, a huge barrier in the way of this new future has been our lack of native support for multi-location inventory. Commerce has changed, and the businesses on our platform have changed too. Tracking inventory across multiple locations used to be something that only the largest of businesses needed. Now it's a problem for most businesses. Today, this leads to spreadsheet headaches, lost inventory, lost sales, and duplication of effort. Now, last year at Unite, we announced that we'd started work on multi-location inventory. But instead of solving this at surface level, we took a platform approach, and we took the time to get it right. It's the largest project we've ever undertaken at Shopify, and it's going to take our platform to a whole new level. Today, we're taking a huge step towards this new future. Our first release of locations is available for all partners right now. We'll be opening this up to merchants through a closed beta later this month, with a general release to all merchants later this summer. But we need your help to get there. First, let me explain what this release of locations enables and what future possibilities it opens up. Let's start by what we mean when we say a location. For us, a location is anywhere a merchant sells from. That could be their basement, it could be a retail store, it could be a third-party app, it could be a warehouse, or it could be any combination of these. Now, instead of having one bucket of inventory across your store, you'll be able to add location-specific inventory anywhere you do business. Let's take a look at what this might mean for a store that sells in 3 ways: online, through retail in their POS, and through a third-party app. The concept of location-specific inventory is now widely integrated across Shopify, from the product page, through the fulfillment workflow, through analytics, and beyond. merchants will be able to add a location for every place they store inventory, as well as add or edit new locations on the fly, giving merchants the ability to sell the right item to the right person, and have that all seamlessly reflected and tracked within Shopify. No more manual tracking, no more spreadsheets. That's good. Now, you heard Satish talk earlier about what this means for retailers. They'll be able to add so much to their in-person sales by being able to check what inventory is where, helping them close that impactful sale. But it goes further than that, because it's not just the retail store. They'll be able to check and manage their inventory any way they use Shopify. And this will make tracking incoming inventory, as well as returning any inventory to any given location, so much easier. Let's take a look at what this means for order fulfillment, and how we've taken the opportunity to reimagine the fulfillment workflow. Say a new order comes in. The orders page now reflects the location of that inventory, removing the need to spend time working out what is where. In this particular order, I can see that the camp mug is going to be fulfilled by Printful, meaning that I can move on to the next item. This fleece pullover is in Toronto. Cool. I can get started with that while Printful looks after the rest. We've even taken the opportunity to have orders be filterable by location too, so our merchants can divvy up their workload across their teams and help get their work done more efficiently and get their items shipped faster. Here I can see just the items that need to be shipped locally from Toronto, removing the need to comb through each individual order trying to work out what is where. And in the future, we'll build upon this to offer better shipping rates at checkout, depending on when your inventory is, fully customized fulfillment workflows, better integrated app experiences, and better in-store pickup. There's so much more to come. For developers, we recently released an inventory API complemented by our updated product and variant, fulfillment, and refunds APIs to help you build these capabilities into your apps. But I have an important ask here. We need you to migrate to the new APIs and make your apps location aware. Inventory is so mission critical to our merchants' businesses that we can't, and more importantly, we won't, compromise the accuracy and the integrity of their products. This is the largest app migration we've ever undertaken, and it's a critical piece of the rollout before we get this feature to all merchants. Now, many of you have already started working with us on this, and we're here to support you. Finally, you'll have the foundations you need to build apps that aren't working around inventory and fulfillment limitations, but actually supporting them in a reliable and consistent way. And the best part? Because we fundamentally believe that businesses of all sizes can benefit from the functionality that locations bring, we're making it available on all plans. Each store will have 6 locations as standard at no additional cost. And Shopify Plus merchants will be able to work with their MSM to get whatever flexibility they need. Importantly, this launch makes the Shopify platform a viable option for thousands of businesses who couldn't use our services without it. It opens up unique opportunities for partners. You'll be able to support brands using Shopify for their entire business, not just part of their business. And for merchants who already do use Shopify, expansion just got a hell of a lot easier. And we know merchants will be excited about this, because this is our most requested feature of all time. But that's not actually entirely true. Order editing is our most requested feature of all time. And that's another one of these critical pieces that we need to have in place to have a smarter future of order fulfillment. And good news, because the infrastructure work we've been doing that enables location will also enable us to improve order editing as part of a whole wave of other improvements later this year. This is just the start. Now back to the order fulfillment workflow for a moment. So I mentioned earlier that merchants typically go around checking every order to see if it's legitimate or fraudulent before they get it ready for processing. As you can imagine, this process can take hours of a merchant's time every week. And the unfortunate thing is, it's no real guarantee that their business is actually protected. They still cancel legitimate orders all the time for fear of fraud. They still have to deal with chargeback requests later for lost, stolen, or fraudulent items. It's a huge risk for businesses of all sizes, and again, another one of these critical blockers to getting work done quickly or in bulk. That's why we've created Fraud Protect for Shopify Payments. This product will completely remove the need to manually verify each order in your workflow, meaning that merchants can just set it and forget it, knowing that they're covered should a chargeback occur later. Fraud Protect for Shopify Payments is already safeguarding its first orders as part of a closed beta and will be available soon to all US merchants. Now, you might have noticed today that we've been showing you a lot of today's demos on smaller screens. There's a good reason for that. And we can talk about transformative power within business without bringing up mobile. It's definitely one of the biggest transformations we've seen in the last few years. And at last year's Unite, I told you how we had one day at the end of 2016 where mobile overtook desktop usage. That was a big deal because it signaled the future for us. Today, mobile usage is trending towards taking over desktop on any regular weekend. So there's really no question for us that mobile is becoming the preferred way to work. We've seen over 100% growth in active mobile users in the last year alone. And even more interestingly, over 200% growth in merchants who have only ever used Shopify Mobile. In part, this is because running your business is easier than ever from your hand. In the last year, we've introduced discounts, sales tools, shipping, and better real-time analytics. We're also seeing non-traditional mobile features like order editing or creating new sales channels offer real value and flexibility for merchants. And we believe entrepreneurs should be able to get their work done from anywhere, regardless of what device they have to hand. And that's true of our partner ecosystem too. Mobile is both a constraint and an opportunity, the perfect place for innovation. Because when we think about the future potential of mobile, we can't just limit our vision to the app interfaces we're familiar with today. As far back as we can go in history, commerce has been about conversations. So let me invite on stage somebody who, 2 years ago, was sitting where you are now as a partner in our community, thinking about this very opportunity. Today, he's a product director at Shopify, and he's going to talk about the future of conversations, which is perfect, because he loves to talk. It's Michael Perry.
You know, when I joined Shopify, they told me Canadians were nice. For whatever reason, the American continues to get just, poked on a little bit, but all within good love. So be careful, my fellow Americans out there walking around today. Being an entrepreneur is really hard. This room is filled with entrepreneurs. We all start our business, and on day 0, we're employee number 1. We're by ourselves. We own the responsibility of our marketing, understanding analytics and reports. We're responsible for our customers. We're responsible for product sourcing. We're responsible for the business. In a room filled with entrepreneurs, we can all know that this is not owning your time. We felt overwhelmed with too much to do and with too little time. Kit was designed to help entrepreneurs on Shopify build a successful business and reclaim their time so they can use it the way they would like. Amazon has Alexa, Apple has Siri, and most importantly, Shopify has Kit. Today, Kit has been that virtual assistant for entrepreneurs on our platform 100,000 times over. And where Kit has helped them reclaim their time is being responsible for their marketing. For years, we've been helping entrepreneurs with their Facebook ads, their Instagram ads, placing pixels, and Kit has been communicating back on the effectiveness of those campaigns. Kit's helped them launch email marketing campaigns, keeping their past customers informed, up to date on new products or last month's bestsellers. Kit has helped them stay social and update their Facebook page. And my personal favorite, Kit has helped them stay grateful and thank their customers for the most recent purchase. Over the years, we have stayed committed to investing in Kit's marketing skill set, to deepening Kit's knowledge and helping drive traffic to their store, helping entrepreneurs make more sales. I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm incredibly proud of our progress. And as a developer who did sit in these seats, I am incredibly grateful for Shopify for allowing me to continue to write this book. We are not here today, though, to talk about chapter 1 of Kit. I was invited here today to talk about the future and how we are just getting started. In 2018, Kit is becoming a more capable employee. We've been investing in natural language processing so that Kit and entrepreneurs can work better together and communicate more fluidly. We've been investing in Kit's intelligence, not just to help them get better marketing results, but to help them with every aspect of their business and see the next best opportunity for them to succeed. And with that, this is the year we're also investing in Kit's skills, so that Kit can do hundreds of things outside of marketing, so that Kit can make an impact on every aspect of their business. Let's take a look at what that may look like in the near future. Traditionally, Kit's reporting was not so great. It was very 30,000 foot and could only tell you a little bit about the campaigns that it once ran. Natasha, an entrepreneur on our platform, wants to know exactly what product was last month's bestseller. Instead of taking the time and rummaging through reports, Natasha simply needs to message Kit, and Kit can inform her last month's best-selling product, how many units, and how much money she made. This is a big step for us, that Natasha can ask Kit any questions. But what I love is this idea that when Natasha wants to know how her inventory is doing or where she's low, Kit will inform her that she's out of stock of her famous fried egg pin in Montreal, but also have the knowledge and ability to help her reorder those items and restock her shelves. And my personal favorite is that when Natasha wants to update her store, she no longer needs to take the time to do it. She can work with Kit, and Kit has the knowledge that let's take last month's best-selling products and update our featured section. We are really excited about a world where entrepreneurs can ask Kit to do anything and ask to get information about any aspect of their business. And we've seen in the past assistants be reactive in this way. But what makes Kit so incredibly powerful is that Kit is always working for our entrepreneurs. It's always looking for that next best opportunity. It's always working in the background. And before Natasha can even think to ask Kit about her inventory, Kit is able to proactively reach out, inform Natasha business has been good, pineapple pins have sold out, and would it be okay to reorder 50 more? This is a humongous step for entrepreneurs. And I think almost everyone in the room can relate. And we are so determined to make business as challenging as saying yes. So this is the year that we are promoting Kit from being a virtual marketing assistant to a fully capable virtual employee. Entrepreneurs will be able to ask Kit any question. Entrepreneurs can trust and depend on Kit to get it done. And more importantly, as Kit's skills expand, enjoy the benefits of Kit proactively helping them grow their business. I can't think of a better way to give entrepreneurs back control of their time than to not ask them to use it on something that Kit can do for them. But we didn't want to be limited to our own imagination. We all come here to figure out how can we make commerce better together. And so this summer, you can join us. For the first time, we are making Kit Skills API publicly available for all developers. I know, it's huge. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. You too can help us give entrepreneurs back the gift of time, which so many of you have been doing for so many years in a whole new way. You can help us in building the world's greatest virtual employee, and I'm really excited to see what you guys do. We've spent a lot of time today talking about mobile. We all know that we live in a mobile world, and the most intuitive and comfortable interface to mobile has been text messaging. And for years, entrepreneurs have been messaging back and forth with Kit on text message and Facebook Messenger. And those platforms, they're great for our social and personal relationships. And when we first started, it was a great place for us to get going. But they're limited in their capabilities. And so that means that we've been limited as well. They say those that are serious about software should build their own hardware. And if you heard from Satish with POS, we are doing exactly that. But I've said to those who are serious about messaging should build their own messaging client. And so we've done that too. I'm incredibly excited to share with you all the announcement of Shopify Ping, a whole new way to work on Shopify. Shopify Ping, there is nothing like it. It is going to change the way entrepreneurs work, and it has been designed so that entrepreneurs can build and run their businesses entirely conversationally. So let me show you what we've been up to. So first, and this one may feel very obvious, we've made this the best working environment for entrepreneurs in Kit. There's no better way to talk to Kit than on Ping. For example, if an entrepreneur has asked Kit to run a Facebook ad, Kit now can send over in line of the conversation a rich, beautiful preview of the ad campaign. And if they see something they don't like, they can simply edit the ad conversationally. We've obviously made quick responses, so they just have to give a thumbs up, and the ad is published. We took something that was so easy and so fast, and we've made it even better. But more importantly, we've designed Ping in mind of all of Kit's future skill sets. People will be able to see every aspect of their business in this beautiful inline preview. They'll be able to edit every aspect of their business conversationally. And we've powered Kit with new context cards so they can understand exactly how Kit's thinking. You may remember Natasha before, who was talking to Kit on SMS. Things are a little bit different in Ping. When she wants to know about last month's bestseller, she can visually see the pin, have a beautiful breakdown of reporting, the price, how many units were sold, and how much money she made. When she wants to be up to date on inventory, Kit will send over the exact product that they're talking about together, and with our quick action buttons, on a quick thumbs up, can restock those shelves. And again, for the one that I'm excited about, the idea of Kit editing your store and visually seeing the changes that Kit has made before approving them. We have just taken the world's most powerful virtual employee, and we have just built it the most powerful place to work. And I am so proud of our team in this moment, and they've worked so hard on this, and I think it's going to be a humongous step forward. But long before entrepreneurs had employees to talk to, there were customers. Commerce was founded over a conversation. And as we took this opportunity to rethink the workplace and how entrepreneurs are going to build their business on Shopify, we wanted to include one conversation that we thought was very important. And I'm incredibly excited about this, that from day one, entrepreneurs will be able to talk directly to their customers inside of Ping. We've built this incredible intelligent inbox to help entrepreneurs manage these customer conversations. And as somebody who grew up working in small family businesses, we wanted to recreate the magic of talking to your customers over the counter. We've built incredible keyboard extensions to have the most powerful over-the-counter conversation in the world. Entrepreneurs will never need to leave speaking to their customers. They can have access to their products, their orders, create discounts, all from within the conversation. And we really think that reestablishing this very sacred relationship between entrepreneurs and their customers is going to be a huge step forward for commerce. But what makes Ping so powerful are how those conversations come in. We live in a world of conversational apps, and part of owning your own time is not having to use all of them. So if a customer is on your online store and they have a question about bulk ordering, those conversations will come into Ping. If a customer has a question and text messages your store, those conversations will come into Ping. And if a customer messages your Facebook page, those conversations also come into Ping. Thank you. It's a big moment. Yeah. Conversations everywhere, one app. And you notice we gave it a very unique sound because we respect the urgency of needing to respond to a customer, and so we wanted to make sure that our merchants were able to detect when they walk in the door. So Ping, the best place to work with Kit, the most powerful virtual employee in the world. The one and only app you'll need to talk to your customers. But if you know me well, we couldn't finish there. We had to continue to think about this new workplace and how people are going to run their business. And we believe that people are going to be so successful with Kit by their side and make so much money talking to their customers that they may need to start hiring new teammates. Ping, talk to your customers, talk to Kit, and talk to your team. No more need for email, no more need for text message, no more need for Slack. The one and only app for entrepreneurs to run their business on Shopify. And while this may feel like the future, it's not very far away. We're excited to announce that Ping will be launching this summer for free for all entrepreneurs on Shopify. Beautiful, right? We're incredibly excited to see how this is going to change the way entrepreneurs work. And with that, I'd like to invite Lynsey back on stage. Thank you, everyone.
Now, we've talked a lot today about helping our merchants do business in ways that feel most comfortable and most intuitive to them. And you know what? There's nothing more comfortable than working in your own language. How many people in the audience don't consider English their first language? Yeah, lots. Multiple people on stage today have not considered their English their first language. And more than ever, the diversity of our merchant base is reflected in the range of languages that they do business in. In the first quarter of this year alone, we saw over 80% growth in merchants in Asia signing up for stores. Double that in South America. This worldwide growth is a lasting directional trend. So the question is, how committed are we to our mission of making commerce better for everyone? Yep, you heard Toby hint at it earlier, and here it is. It's our newly translated Shopify admin. Over the last few weeks, we've been rolling out a limited beta of Shopify in French, German, and Japanese, and the feedback has been incredible. Merchants say it feels more comfortable and intuitive. It's easier to work in. And for us, this is our first big leap beyond being simply available and compliant in these markets to actually investing in experiences so that these merchants can also feel like Shopify was built for them. We're so committed to this experience that starting today, we're continuing this beta through Spanish, Brazilian Portuguese, and Italian. Incredibly exciting times. And within this, we see a huge opportunity for our partner community through the partnerships you forge, the merchants you bring to the business, and the apps you build. And because we're really committed to having a seamless app experience throughout Shopify, we're also building tools to help you test your localized apps and deliver them to the right merchants. More on that later this month. Now, translations are just one example of how we're investing in designing more culturally relevant experiences for entrepreneurs all over the world. It's early days, we've still got a lot of work to do, but we'll keep you updated as we move forward towards this. Because ultimately, creating a future where entrepreneurs can thrive is a huge challenge, but we love a challenge. So for us, it's not enough to simply think about creating a world where entrepreneurs can survive. We're creating a new future of work, one where growing a business doesn't mean giving up everything else. And I think that's a future we can all get behind. Thank you.